Okay, how you guys doing out there? My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Crystal Edge Technology projection screens using smart technology gain. And this right here is the Fusion Silver Crystal Vision projection screen. Now, I'm doing these demonstrations because I find it really funny that I get challenged by a lot of people. I've had court orders from high-end projection screen companies ordering me to remove video demonstrations of doing side-by-side demonstrations against their screen. I've had offers to sell my product. I've had sample requests from some big names and big companies actually wanting to know exactly how the Crystal Edge Technology screen paint works. And now we have the Fusion Silver, which is actually 5 times more advanced than the Crystal Edge Technology screen. Now, mind you, every so once in a while, I'll have somebody who makes their own form of screen paint or projection screen that will basically try to challenge my screen. And I find it very hilarious because, like I said, the tests that I do on a regular basis with my screens, I don't see anybody on YouTube performing the same test that I do. But yet, for some reason, they got it in their head that their screen paint or projection screen is equal or better to mine. I have yet to see, I've seen people do demonstrations against sample sheets, but I've never seen demonstrations where the screen literally actually blew out the sample sheet. I mean, matched it, but not blew it out. So, there's a particular individual by the name, the guy goes by the name of Crow. And Crow designs this screen paint. So, usually I don't pay him any mind. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, I don't know when, he posted this video of him calling out my company of Crystal Edge Technology screen paint. Now, this is what I want you to see. At the bottom of the comment section, I want you to check out a link. Now, in that link, when he first started out, he started giving away his screen paint for free because he was doing something for the projection screen community. I'm giving it to you for free. So he gave that particular paint for free, and he claimed it was the best screen paint he ever made. So I picked it up, I made it, and I tested against the Crystal Edge Technology screen. And the results were, well, I'm not going to say what the results were. I want you to check out that link in the bottom of the comment section, and you'll see what my Crystal Edge Technology screen did to his screen paint. So then, now he's got this video saying, well, I'm calling you out because I'm going to challenge your screen. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. I've been in this business for a long time. I've tested my screens against some of the top screens on the market. Now, if I haven't seen any of your demonstrations, I have seen no form of really real testing. I have yet to see you test your screen against the Supernova, the Infinity and Blade, the Seymour. Actually, I saw the AV 1.3, but it wasn't a blowout. It wasn't even a match, to tell you the truth. And he only did a few videos on it, and that was basically about it. Majority of them were done in dark environments. So really, you really didn't outperform that screen. You kind of like somewhat matched it, and that's basically about it. You really showed no form evidence of actually blowing out, or your screen outperforming the Seymour AV 1.3. But I've done the AV 1.3, I've done the AV 1.2, I've done their MS, and I think it's the MB. I've actually done all their screens. I did the Supernova, the DMP, I did the Infinity and Blade, I did Dapper screens, I did Elite screens. So I have yet to see you do any of these demonstrations on any of these particular screens at all. Another thing I find interesting about your demonstrations is you always do them in these really freaking crazy dark environments, like seriously dark environments. No lights, actually some lights, a little bit of lighting, but no real evidence that your screen supports ambient light projection technology. And it doesn't, it just doesn't. Now, you see my demonstration right here? Look at this with the lights out. I got a spotlight here, light here, light here, light here. You see that V right there? That is a light hitting my screen. Now, this is a Fusion Silver screen. I have demonstrations with the Crystal Edge Technology screen taking on 2400 watts of direct light. I had demonstrations of that screen taking on the top screens on the market. I mean, to the point I have blown out companies so bad that I've actually literally had court orders thrown at me. So when you come at me and tell me that you want to challenge my screen, let me ask you this. Do you have any evidence or any proof of your screen outperforming the Supernova, outperforming the Elite screen, outperforming Dapper screens, outperforming outperforming the Firehawk G4, any one of those? Because if you're telling me that you're going to go toe to toe with my Fusion Silver screen, and you haven't even began to even beat any of these screens, what makes your screen better than these screens? What makes your screen better than the Supernova? What makes your screen better than the Firehawk G4? So that's what I'm asking you. Because you're calling me out and you don't understand what you're doing here, my friend. This screen will enter the Fusion Silver will end your screen. This is a very powerful screen that I designed. We call it the glass ceiling because this is the highest I can go when it comes to designing a screen. When I mean this screen is a beast, this screen will end your freaking screen. That's how powerful this screen is. So if you want to go do a side-by-side demonstration with a Fusion Silver, hey, I'll get my money. I'll actually go down. I'll have a friend of mine purchase your paint and we'll do a side-by-side. But I guarantee you that unless you have some form of evidence showing that your 2.0 Metallica mix can blow out any one of these top-end screens up here, and my screen can easily blow these screens out with no problem, I don't see how in the world your screen is going to be able to compete with a Fusion Silver screen. I don't know how that's even possible. All right, so I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but look, man, I don't got time for this. I got things I got to do. I got a lot of work I got to do. I got contracts I have to sign. As a matter of fact, that's one of the screens right now, quitting right now. He just don't want to do the side-by-side with my screen, but he has no choice. So let me show you what we have here. All right, for those of you who watch my demonstrations, you know how I do things. All right, so over here, this is, now mind you, this is a screen you tested. This is the AV 1.3 by Seymour screens. This is one of the top screens right here. Put that right there so it stays right there. Over here, we have the Supernova right here. This is an infinity screen. Here is Dapper screen. This is a 4K ready screen right here. These are all top screens. Over here, my Stuart film screens, we have the Firehawk G4. Over here, we have the Dark Star 9 by Elite screens. This is the Polar Star. This is a very, very advanced screen right here. Now, mind you, let me step back for a minute. Let me show you where my screen, how far my projector is sitting back. We're about 12 feet back from the screen. And it's funny because I heard somebody on his channel make a comment by saying that, hey, if this guy makes all this money, how come he doesn't use high-end projectors? All right, so let me explain something to you so you understand the theory of using a low caliber projector. It's all about relating to your customers. Now, certain companies will use a $50,000 ultra short throw laser projector to make the picture look amazing. But when somebody gets it home and they use it on their projector, which is an everyday projector they're using, it might not have the exact same specifications as that expensive projector. They'll notice that their screen looks really bad. It doesn't look as good as the other screen. You know why? Because the projector is making up for 90% of that screen's capability. That's what it's doing. Now, this is what I do. I bring out low entry level projectors, 720p projectors, 600 by 800 res projectors. You know why? Because if I can make a projector like this that costs $160 look like it's 4K, look like it's 1080p, that tells my customers that guess what? You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money for a projector. You can go over to eBay or Amazon and pick up a cheap projector for 80, 90, 100 bucks, 200 bucks, whatever it may be. It could be 600 by 800 and you can put it against our screen and it's going to look freaking amazing. So that's why I don't use high-end projectors. That's why I don't use 4K or 1080p projectors, because anyone can take a high-end projector and make a screen look amazing. The object is to take a low-end entry-level projector, make it go through tons of ambient light about 12 feet from the screen, put it against some of the top screens on the market and make it look amazing. That's what I do. That's the difference between what you see on here on YouTube with these screen paint mixes who claim their screens are this, that, and the other. I can back up what I do. All right, so enough talk. Let's get this started. And already from the door, Look at this. This is my screen compared to the top screens on the market. Mind you, Crow, this is Seymour AV 1.3, the one that you tested. This is what my screen does to a Seymour AV 1.3. Right there, that's a Firehawk G4 right there. All right, so let me show you how it's done. Now we're just doing a natural video on natural colors, nothing oversaturated, because sometimes people put these really bright, vivid colors with a lot of saturation. I'm just going to keep this natural. Now mind you, the Fusion Silver is using smart technology gain ×3. See, I don't like to put anybody down, but I mean, come on. If you're going to come out there and you're going to try to out my screen, if you're going to try to tell me that you challenge my screen, you got to be freaking kidding me. I'm sorry, but you've got to be freaking kidding me. You have done no form of testing on your screen on any form of well-lit environment. You have done no form of testing your screen against superior screens on the market, and yet you want to come against my screen that actually beat these screens that are on the market. Now, you're curious how much light's hitting the screen? Let me explain to you. Now, mind you, I'm not saying this to you guys. I'm speaking to particular individuals who basically like to challenge me on a day-to-day basis. That bar light at the bottom, that's 500 watts. The two lights on each side, right here, that's 100 watts each. The two spotlights at the top, that's 100 watts each. So altogether, we got 900 watts nailing my screen, including the everyday lighting. Now you see the difference between that Seymour AV 1.3 and my screen? That's what I want you to look at, Crow. Or Jamie. So trust me when I tell you, you do not want to go against this screen. If you thought that the Crystal Edge technology screen blew out your first mix, you have no idea the capability of what this screen can do. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to stop it right there. I'll come over here for a minute. We'll pause it right there. Alright, I'm going to stop right here. Okay. Come back over here for a minute. And I'm telling you, man, I find it so funny that people just constantly want to come at my screen and think that they're going to take it on. Like, no, you have to understand. These screens are on a whole nother level. Now look at this skin tone. Look at the skin tone on 81.3 versus our screen. But you know what? I'm gonna take your challenge. Right now we have 10 more we have 10 more projection screens to actually go through to test against our screen. And when we're done, we're gonna start going after screen paint, which means anybody who wants to throw their hat in the ring and they want to challenge the Fusion Silver Crystal Vision screen, just let me know. I'll purchase your paint or I'll make your paint and we'll do it side by side against the screen. Now mind you, I hope your screen can beat the Supernova, can beat the Elite screen, can beat the Seymour AV G4, it's actually Seymour AV AV 1.3, 1.2, the MS, the MB, the Firehawk G4, Studio Tech 130, Dapper screens. Because if you can't compete with these screens, there is no way in the world you're going to be the touch that filled with my Fusion Silver. There is no way in the world. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to pause right there so you can see this up close. Let me hit my projector real quick. And I'll show you the difference between the power of my screen. Mr. Crow or Jamie. Now isn't that the same screen you tested in one of your demonstrations? Seymour AV 1.3, right? Same screen you tested, right? Now, let's get the focus. That's what my screen does to that screen. Just look at the picture quality. Look how beautiful the skin tone looks. That's what a Fusion Silver does to a Seymour AV 1.3. We don't match the screen. We outperform it. Now, let me show you over here. These are my sample sheets that I get right there. There's AV, there's Dapper right there. It's a 4K Brady screen, right? Some Dapper right there. There is our sample sheet from Seymour AV right there. And right here, Supernova. So, I mean, you want to come at my screen? Hey, so be it. I got no problem with it. I mean, trust me. I'm not trying to be rude or trying to be disrespectful here, but trust me, you want to go against the Fusion Silver. This is one of my top screens. This is pretty much this is literally my last projection screen. We call this our glass ceiling. We can't go no higher than this. And you want to go against this screen right here. All right, so I'm going to accept your challenge and just let you know that, like I said, we got 10 more screens to go through. And then after that, we start working on the screen paints next. All right? All right. So on that note, you guys all have a good one. You know, I like to back up what my product can do. You know, I'm not going to sit here and just talk the talk or this, that, and the other. I'm going to back up what it can do. I mean, you can hate on it, you can like it, but it is what it is. I've demonstrated the screen's gain capability by hitting the screen with 900 watts of light. I've demonstrated the gain's outperformance ability when it comes to top-end projection screens. And also I showed you that you don't have to have an expensive projector to execute a perfect picture. Mind you, I'm doing this on a $160 projector, an NEC VT595 projector, 600 by 800 res SVGA, and my screen is still better than these top screens on the market. Well, I'd like to thank you all for watching.